Okay, hello friends, welcome to BISP Solutions. Myself Ashwin, and BISP Solutions is a tech company providing technological solutions across the world. Now in this our today's bootcamp session, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss on the probability or the chances of negotiations with the vendor. Right, we are just going to discuss the chances of a negotiation with the vendor. For example, first let me give you the scenario, exactly what the scenario is, and then on the basis of that we will discuss later. Now see here, suppose if I stepped out from the home for shopping purpose, right, marketing shopping purpose. Now if I see, many times you also might have observed in your daily life that if you go to any branded showroom, there are some showrooms where you will see fixed price tag. The fixed price tag you will see, and there is no permission to the customer that you cannot negotiate. Many times in our area also you see there are few shops where you see they strictly say that there is no negotiation here, fixed price. And in many shops you will see there is a negotiation, many shops, right? Now how this negotiation is based on? Okay, so the criteria, the scenario is clear that there in a society there are some shops where there is strictly no negotiations, and there are some shops where there is a chance of negotiation. Now these chances of negotiation is based on what criteria? Now see here, suppose vendor rating. What type of vendor is that? Suppose a person who is having good what we say, good communication and good reputation in the society, and if he opens the shop, definitely he will not allow any type of negotiation. Whatever the rate is fixed, whatever the rate is printed on every product, same price will be applicable, right? So that depends on vendor rating, right? Now secondly, if you see the historical discount, whatever discount that he has given you, right, it depends on the discount also. Then contract length, how much item that you are going to buy from that product. For example, if I go and wanted to buy a sweater or anything, or a shoe or a footwear, that depends, the negotiation depends on the quantity also. Contract length, that means suppose if you buy four set of footwear for your whole family, in that case there is a chance of negotiation. Then another is order frequency. What is the order frequency? How often you come to that shop? Then urgency level, if the urgency level is how much? And then the vendor size, what type of vendor is that? Now see here, if I show you the simple example here, vendor rating is 2 and here vendor rating is 4, right? In the past history, you will see he has given very few discount, but this vendor whose rating is very high, he has given heavy discount. So that is why the contract length, we often go contract length is like 19 and here is 20. And here you will see the order frequency, we go to this vendor large amount of time. So that is why when our urgency is not that much high, we can negotiate it in a better way. So this is the score of negotiation with this vendor particular. You can see in the third row, whose rating is very high, you can negotiate with him very easily when the urgency level is very low. And if the urgency level is very high, then it depends, then the negotiation score will be a little less, because as you know that every shopkeeper or every businessman, he takes benefit of the situation, right? So definitely if you see here, the rating is a little high. Historical also he has given you so many times discount. Contact frequency is almost the same. Here order frequency is also good, but here urgency level is very high, and vendor is from medium level. So there is a very less chance of negotiation. So all in all, the main thing is that whatever our main target is to negotiate with the vendor and get the price reduced, right? But this thing depends on certain criteria. What type of vendor is that? Then what type of what type of discount he provided you in the past history. So all these things are captured in a database, and then based on that, whatever the new vendor comes, on that case you can predict. For example, let me give you one daily life example in our social life. Daily life, whenever a person is having dispute with any person, and he thinks about to take the help of police, in that case, first of all, what is the probability that your FIR will be launched or will be registered? Because that depends on the another person with whom you are having the dispute. That person might come from a very strong family. He is having contacts with the ministers. So there are so many criteria, and on the basis of that, a common man decides that okay, just leave that matter and don't go to anywhere. Because always there is a chance, whatever you are doing, what is the possibility of that task to get success, that depends on different criteria. Okay, so this is the scenario. Same thing is here. We are having so many vendors and their complete data that we are having. Now we are going to calculate the what will be the negotiation score of that. Suppose a vendor who comes from who is a very international brand, right? And in the past history also it has given you so many discounts, and your contract length is like 4 to 5 years. You are going to buy that product from that person. For example, a builder, he purchased the steel material from a steel company. Now, and the order frequency, daily the steel company has to send some material there for building the structure. So in that case, definitely the negotiation score will be high, because now these two factors are also there: urgency level and what type of vendor. We know that it's a very high level vendor. So in this way it calculates. Now this calculation technique is used in very huge amount of data, right? Because in a small amount, in some situations a human can easily calculate, but when there is a huge amount of data and the customer is very much confused that with whom he should ask. So this algorithm helps you to take decision up to certain extent, right? Okay, so now let's talk about our main task here, predictive analysis. Now this NetSuite means we have extracted this complete data from NetSuite only, right? We have generated a report where all the information is downloaded from NetSuite data, vendor, his score, whatever he has given you, right? Everything. Okay, let's move ahead. Now see here, predictive analytics for vendor negotiation. Now predictive analytics for vendor negotiation means what? So it can significantly enhance vendor negotiations by providing data driven insights into supplier performance, marketing trends and potential risk, enabling business to make informed decisions and negotiate more effectively. That is what we were trying to understand. We have to just make a proper negotiation with the vendor, Now this thing is based on so many factors. Which are those factors? We will see it later. First of all, understanding the importance of vendor negotiation. Number one is cost reduction. That is the main target. Improved quality. Improved quality negotiation can be done on different grounds. For example, the cost, on the basis of cost, if you think costing point of view, you can do the negotiation. If you see the quality point of view, you can improve it. If you see the enhanced relationship, then the risk mitigation and thus competitive advantage. On the basis of all the negotiations can be done. For example, if I go to a steel vendor, he sells the steel bars for the building material. Now in that case, I will negotiate with him. Okay, put some don't make your steel so smooth, put some ribs on that. You might have seen nowadays some ribbed steel bars are coming, right? So there is a design change, always there is a design change, right? Okay, now this is what we are going to do. Now today, let's check it out here. Okay, I am going to create one IPyNup file, that is interactive Python notebook. Now see here, I have already created one notepad. Now see, first of all, see here, first of all, what we have done, when we are talking about PyTorch and machine learning, right? So we need to first import the libraries which are necessary for working on data. Now this is the import torch.nn, then you will see here optimizer, then the pandas SPD, very well known library, numpy for calculation only, then matplotlib, pyplotplt, everything, right? Now what next? Here you will see loading the data, right? So first you load the data here. Let's wait for 2-3 seconds more. So when we talk about this computer point of view, then we have to import some library, then we have to feed the data, right? In our daily life, what happens? In our daily life also, when people move in the market with their family, so what the elderly people say that okay, go with that shop, there is a chance of negotiation. Otherwise, if you go any big showroom, there is a very less chance of negotiation. Okay, so now we have imported the libraries, and then here you will see we are going to read the CSV first. Now this is the CSV: vendor rating, historical discount, contract length, order frequency, urgency level. Now we know that it does not work on what we say alphabetical value. So that is why what we are going to do here, level encoder underscore urgency equal to level encoder underscore vendor size, that is level encoder. Now level encoder df urgency level equal to level encoder urgency dot fit to transform. Actually all these alphabetical values will be converted into single value. All these alphabetical value will be converted into numerical values. Now see, if I show you df, now look at this 012 012 012. Actually in the back end they have the alphabetical values are stored with their respective numbers, but here you will see only numerical. Now if I work on this, let's open this. Now see here, since our features means independent variable and dependent variable means negotiation score, right? So what we are going to do, we have to remove that negotiation score from X variable and put the dependent variable on Y variable. Okay, now what next here is, just a second, here we will do, okay, now we have created the scalar value and fit to transform, right? Now let's see this, right? After that, here you have to do the same for X also. Okay, now what will happen here, we have made the scalar value. Now we are going to train test split. Train test split means just dividing the values into 80-20 percentage, 80% for training purpose and 20% for testing purpose. We have already discussed several times here. Now 80-20, it clearly shows that 80% of 1000 means 800 and 200 means 20% of 1000, because we are having 1000 records. Okay, now what will happen here, after that what we need to do, X train tester, Y train, X test, X test tensor and Y test tensor. Now look at this. So X10 tensor equal to torch.tensor X10 data type torch float 32, that is by default float 32, and after that, if let me clear it. Now see here what we have done. Just a second. Here we have taken, now since they are to convert it into the tensor, right? Now the tensor is converted. Now here you see we have created one function, one class in which init function is there, and this forward function just pass the data into this init function, right? So for here what we have done, we have done here the neural network dot linear function and 6 columns which are from X variable, that is the independent, and 128 neural networks are created. Later on in the second phase, you see here 128 becomes the input and 64 set of neural networks created. Later on again in the next repetition, you will see 64 will be the input and 32 will be the neural networks created, and finally we need only one value. So that is why, and ReLU, as I always told you, that if any negative number is generated, it converted between 0 to 1. After that, drop out to drop the overfitting problem. Okay, and this is the function where it gives the data to the above written function. Okay, now what next? See here, criteria NN dot MSE loss, mean square error loss, right? To get the difference between actual and the predicted values, right? then optimizer optim.atom, and after that you see here the learning rate is 0.001. To overcome the loss when we use optimization. Now our favorite work, that is the training the model. So let's take epochs. Now here you can see the epochs equal to 500, that means 500 times the loop will run. After that epochs equal to 500, and then after that you will see epochs in range. Now the epochs is running, everything goes will give some values. Okay, extensor will give some values, whatever the output. Actual negotiation value is this, right? After that optimizer 0 grade, that means it will start from the beginning. After that loss dot backward, it will start passing data and call the models. Okay, after that optimizer dot step, so we'll change the parameters of model randomly generated values. Okay, now train loss append, here is the complete function here. Now we are going to enter this. Now let's check. Now see here, the epochs already run, and now what we are going to do, we are going to evaluate our model, right? We are going to evaluate our model. So evolve, and then no grade means no back propagation, right? After that prediction model, now x test tensor and y test tensor. Now between the prediction and the y test actual value, we are going to just predict the data. Now see, test MSE loss, mean square error loss is 36%. Okay, so it's very less. After that what we are going to do here, now what we are going to do, look at this. This is the green line is the predicted line, and red color is our actual. Okay, look at this, prediction color green. So prediction is the green dots, right? Some dots are very close, and some dots are overlapping that line, and some dots are a little far away, right? Now after this, if you see, now what happened here, now predict on new vendor. Now see, predict on new vendor means what? Vendor rating is 2.2, historical discount he has given you 5.5%, and contract length is near about 20 days, and you can see here contract price and the order frequency, urgency level encoded, and value size encoded. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to scalar or transform, and then the tensor. After that we see here predicted new model items. Look at this, just enter. Now see, predicted negotiation score is for new vendor is 0.51. that means it's a very high, right? So it depends on the situation. For example, if I show you urgency level, vendor size encoded urgency level, if I make it as Where is urgency level? Second from the last. Okay, if I make it as 18, now the urgency level increase. That means there is a very less scoring. Look at this, because you are having in urgency. And suppose if I make it as urgency level is like, now see, I have improved I have just removed this urgency level, right, a little less. Now see, 45, negotiation goes high. Similarly, if I increase the vendor rating, look at this, it immediately becomes less. So there are so many factors based on which we take the decisions, and here the machine learning helps us. We put all the data in the machine learning and immediately it will calculate. Okay, now here you will see, so in this complete process, urgency level medium, okay, urgency level, okay, so in this complete process, okay, so in this complete process, in this today's session, what we have done, we have calculated the chances of a negotiation, or we can say the chances of the negotiator on which he agrees. So this is how we do. Now let's have a quick recap here. First of all, we have extracted the data from the NetSuite ERP, right, related to all vendors, how much they have given you, the discount and everything, right. After that, we pull all the libraries, important libraries. After that, we read the CSV sheet. Then we have transformed the data. Then after that, what we have done, we have dropped the columns. We created two variables. One is the what we say, the dependent variable, and another is the independent variable. Okay, after that, scalar y and scalar x, right, to convert the values that machine can easily calculate. Then what we have done, we have introduced the train test splitter, right. We executed the train test split function. Then after that, what we have done, we have converted into tensor, because my Python understand only tensors. Then we see here, we have created one function on which 2 to 3 steps within 2 to 3 neural networks we have extracted, right. Now after that, if you see, here forward is a function that pushes the data into that. Now next part is loss and optimizer, right. We calculated the loss, then we executed the optimizer process. Then we see here epochs loss here, right, optimizer. Then you will see the model evaluate. We have evaluated the model with the help of torch.no gradient, and then prediction, MSE, mean square error, and then actually, right. So we have taken both the values and then we plotted these values. After that, prediction, we extracted the new data, we are passing the new data in that, and then we see here whatever the urgency level is, right. So in this way we calculate the urgency level, and we calculate the number of what is the chance for negotiation, right, whether he will agree or not. So that's the complete story of this particular session, right. So now I recommend you to watch this video 2-3 times, twice, thrice, and then try to understand, because it's a little tricky. So until you watch this video 2-3 times, so it will become, later on it will become very clear to you, right? And those who are coming first time in this bootcamp session, to them I request to share and subscribe the channel. So this was all about the vendors negotiation using DNN, and tomorrow we will see any other topic, right? And if you face any issue in understanding this, you can immediately drop a message to me. I will be there to help you. Okay, so today we are concluding here only. Next time we will see some other topics. Okay, thank you guys, thanks for attending the session. Thank you.